All right, well, you're here because you're interested in the Midnight Hunt Collector Booster Box.
It's the light of my life. I want a dangerous night.
You're trying to decide, I have this money, and should I spend it on this? Because I could use the money on something else. You're in the right place. Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat. Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake, and welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Today, we have a special episode, a very special episode, where I have figured out a way to make the most concise collector booster review that has ever existed. If you like these kind of videos, click like and subscribe, as it is the best way to support the channel by just clicking a button. And if you are so compelled, head on over to Patreon, where you can get involved on a deeper level and get your name in every single video. We send you a signed two-headed giant, there's giveaways, Discord access, among many other things. If that sounds interesting to you, then make sure that you go crash down through your door, go outside and get in the car, put cool flyers on the back of your car and paint on the windows that says something like, I love Jake and Joel Are Magic, and go tell whoever works at, I don't know, your favorite restaurant about us. Today we have a fun one. I put it all on this note card so that we're gonna get down to business. Here's the key focus of the video. Are you ready? We've got showcase cards. Are they cool? Lands, we're gonna look at those. Also the EDH appeal, the overall EDH appeal of this set. You know, when you're going in and you're about to buy one of these expensive collector booster, products, and we have so many of them now to compare Innistrad Midnight Hunt to, you really start to look at and you start to notice these certain things. So I was like, I've made this video so many different ways, and I'll go ahead and put a card up there so that you can go look at the previous reviews of these collector products, because it really has evolved over time. The last one that we did review was Modern Horizons 2, and it's going to be impossible for me not to at least reference that product in comparison to this one. There is a huge price difference. But yeah, I think we should head on over to the internet and just get right into this. What if we do it this big today? I feel like trolling. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about right now is the price of this product, because, that's the most important thing, right? As of the filming of this video, which is September 19th. 2021, 11:43 p.m. I do all my best work at night. Also, kudos to whoever can tell me where the art of this is. There's like nothing werewolf feeling about this, but I guess the art is cool. All of these colors go together nicely. The purples and the greens and the oranges. I'm sure that there is someone here to talk about the purples and the greens and the oranges, but let's just talk about the green for now, which is the $212.95 that you're going to spend if you pay for this on Amazon. And if we head on over here to eBay, we are going to see that this product is just $200. So big change, right? From Modern Horizons 2, not so big a change from D&D Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. So this is about the going rate. It's important that I let you know. So around $212 over on Amazon, $200 over here on eBay. Now, if we do go over here, we could go to collecting Innistrad Midnight Hunt, and I'm not going to go over this entire article here, but we are going to see like the showcase cards. We're going to talk a little bit about the basic lands. This is going to be linked in the description of the video, and I do encourage you, if you are on the fence about this product, go over here, read every single thing about this, because they have over time, the first time that we saw collector boosters was in Throne of Eldraine, right? Well, since then, they have gotten really good about letting us know exactly what to expect in these. They have these nice breakdowns of what's in draft boosters, what's in set boosters, and then of course what we're talking about in this video, which is what's in collector boosters. So in the collector product, we're going to get a foil showcase card. We're going to talk about the showcase cards. Let's just show these off. Okay, so these are the basic lands. These are Eternal Night cards, inspired by the style of classic black and white horror films. Again, we're not going to read all of this, but I'm just giving you a basic breakdown. A lot of informing whether or not this product is worth it is going to come down to your own personal preference. Now, we are going to get down to financially, you know, the things that I look for, the big beacons, but you do want to familiarize yourself with, you know, the extended art cards that you can expect to see in here, the showcase cards that you can expect to see. You know, this is a showbook frame. This is showcase Equinox cards. Use alternate art and Equinox frame to highlight the werewolves and warlocks in the set. Each time one of these new sets comes out, there's going to be showcase cards. There's going to always be extended art cards, which are these are full art. Extended art is going to be specifically, yeah, this, because you can see the border here. You can see where my mouse cursor is. There's the border here, but the art extends off the sides. So this is extended art. This right here is going to be an alternate art, kind of full art thing. There's going to be a different kind of Arlen. This is one of the different variants. At this point in MTG, there are just a multitude of variants. I know that I'm speaking to a lot of people who already know this, but if you happen to be somebody who's watching the video who doesn't know this, we've moved into this new like age of variants where every new set comes with its own new variant. Again, I linked earlier the playlist that has all of the previous Is It Worth It for collector boosters. I encourage you to go watch those because it kind of takes you through the history of these different products, and you can see kind of the different showcase variants. And you can also see how I've changed this video over the last year or so as we've had all these new collector products. Come over here, look at this. You're going to be getting foil showcase, borderless or main set extended art cards, rare or mythic, showcase or borderless like we were just talking about, showcase Equinox cards like we were just talking about. But let's go over here and talk about one of the big things that I like to talk about when I look at one of these products, and exactly what I look for that informs me on whether or not I'm interested in purchasing the product, the land slot. So see, right now we have set Midnight Hunt, type land over here. You know, unlike Modern Horizons 2, which has fetch lands, unlike Ikoria, which has the triomes, you know, fetch lands are legacy playable, modern playable. They are EDH all-star lands, vintage playable cards that everybody is interested in. They thin out your deck, extremely versatile. So when you look at Modern Horizons 2 and the land slot, that almost informs in a large way why that collector booster box is $340 to this day, and this collector booster box is $200. So I look at this land slot, and you know, let's go ahead and talk about it for a second. Let's go ahead and read Deserted Beach. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. So it's a fine land, but in my opinion, not really exactly something to write home about, right? We can't search it up because you can see the land here. Unlike one of the triomes that I was talking about from Ikoria, those triomes have proven to be very exciting. One of the big attractions in Ikoria collector boosters and just Ikoria in general. You know, this reminds me, these are very lackluster to me. They kind of remind me of, you know, how I feel about the Scrylands. Like, I like the Scrylands better. I think that these are fine in EDH. They have some EDH appeal. I do know that there are players that are just going to value the redundancy of having different dual lands they can use that are budget. I think that these are going to fit well in that budget category. And I do think some casual players are going to want them, but overall, these aren't the kind of things that I would spring to pick up. Let's take a look at the Hostile. 1 in tap, sacrifice a creature, put a soul counter on it. Then if there are 3 or more soul counters on it, remove those counters, transform it, and then untap it, activate only as a sorcery. But even this, you know, this land isn't enough for me to jump in on this land slot. Now, the basic lands I do think are very beautiful. They have a very neat aesthetic. I like the neatness of black and white with just the simple border, the red, the purple, the white plains, the blue and the green here. I think all of this is a really neat aesthetic, and I'm more excited about these full art basics. Now, the thing about the full art basics is they would be a lot more exciting if we didn't see them all the time, right? We see full art basics popping up in so many sets these days. That used to be something that was specific to Zendikar. Then we saw it start to pop up in like Hour of Devastation. Now we're seeing it in Innistrad. We've seen it in just a lot of different sets. And with this new multitude of variants, these just kind of fall into, they're just some more really cool full art lands. We've seen full art lands in some of the unproducts. The more of these we see, the less special they become. And it really does come down to a person by person preference. So we're over here in Card Kingdom now, and we're going to use this as kind of a tool to judge the EDH appeal of this product. Right now, we are over here sorted by price high to low, and these are basic variants, okay? I'm using this as an illustration. If you were to not take the $200 and buy it on a collector box, if you were to just come over here and cherry pick singles, let's talk about some of the most exciting EDH cards. And for your reference, Joel and I have done a video about this. I'm going to put it in the cards right now, and you can go up there and watch it where we break down our favorite EDH cards from the set. But for now, I'm going to talk about a TLDR of it. I think Renin 7 is really good. I think that Teferi has legs. I think that Meat Hook Massacre is pretty good. Teferi, I'm actually pretty low on. I think that this card could go lower. Meat Hook Massacre is honestly the flagship card of the set. As an EDH player, this speaks to me the most. We have a kind of a deluge type effect of -X attached to a legendary enchantment that also works in an aristocrat strategy. So I think that this card will have some serious upside, but again, if we came over here and we were like, okay, well, let's cherry pick the best EDH cards, and a commander player only needs one of copies of each card, right? So I could come over here and I could be like, all right, we'll pick up Renin 7 for $28. We'll pick up Meat Hook Massacre for $17 or $18. And then Lier looks really good as well. The spells can't be countered. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. This card is huge. And even Tovolar. Tovolar is the big werewolf commander of the set. 28 plus 18, what is that, like 46 plus 11, 57 plus 11, 68. So yeah, for $68, and again, $200 for the collector booster, if you wanted to just come over here and just cherry pick the basic best singles from the set, you're definitely, as an EDH player, going to do better just buying singles. Okay, so now even over here, sorted by price high to low on variants, and these are non-foils, we could see Arlen 39, Renin 7 34, Meat Hook 32. So, you know, EDH players, people who just want the cards to play with, you don't need the variants. Any copy will do. So this really comes down to how much do you care about these extended art cards? And like I was talking about earlier, how much do you care about the showcase frame, the design of these cards? Like this Tovolar here, do you like the Equinox frame? Is this something that you're interested in? You know, we see like so many secret layers, again, so many different variants. Like if you don't care about the extended art, if you don't care about the showcase frame, I don't see this being an especially explosive product. I think you can easily come over here, cherry pick some of the singles. Let's talk really quickly though, if we were sorted by foils, let's see what that foil multiplier is. So even then, Renin 7, $70. If you wanted to, you could take that budget. You're like, you know, I know that I love Renin 7. I've got $200. I could buy a collector booster. I might not pull a Renin 7 in there. Maybe I will. There's a good chance I will, but there's a good chance you won't. You could take 70, buy the most pimp version of Renin 7. Now you have that in your collection, and you still have $130 to go over. You could buy the baseline Meat Hook Massacre, which I'm showing you one that's $18. Let's actually go over here to on eBay, and let's see how much lower that is over here. All right, so it's even $16 over here on eBay, sorted by price plus shipping, highest to lowest. But keep in mind that the set isn't even out yet. I should have mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but the best time to buy cards is not during pre-sales. A lot of the pre-sale prices are a scam. They're essentially overinflating the price of these cards to hook people, drive hype for the set. It helps drive FOMO for the set to keep people buying it. Always avoid FOMO buying and always avoid pre-sale prices. There's a small asterisk to that. Sometimes it takes a set releasing and players getting the cards in hand to start brewing and start to really realize what the big potential and what some of the hidden gems are of the set. So sometimes you can spec a card early, get in while it's cheap, but more often than not, you're going to have a lot of people that are overpaying for cards that are essentially going to bottom out once the set is in the hands of players. I do want to make this comparison because when we come over here, and I've just talked about all the variants that are in Midnight Hunt, when we come over here to something like Modern Horizons 2, and these aren't even foils, we're looking at the collector product here, and you can just see the bulk difference in prices. And I am using Card Kingdom here just because it's a really easy reference so you can see. But that rare slot, you can just see how powerful and impactful a good rare slot and a good land slot can be on a set. You see the $109 Ragavan here, but then you just see all of the fetch lands, and these are all at rare, that are just buffeting the price of this set. You have powerful mythics, you have really good rares in here. You know, we haven't even made it to Urza's Saga, and Urza's Saga at $32 is pretty much representing, you know, the top line price that we were just talking about in Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Now, granted, Modern Horizons 2 Collector Booster and Midnight Hunt Collector Booster are two very different products, right? One of them is like this premium set. It's geared towards modern players. It had an inflated price, but the reflection has to do with the unspoken acknowledgement of all the secondary value that's in this set. It's just a massively stronger set. It's designed for a more powerful format, whereas Midnight Hunt is designed for standard. But we do have to take into account, you know, analyzing all of the different land slots set by set, you know, which ones are the best. Ikoria is still amazing. I think the Triomes are a fantastic land slot, and Modern Horizons 2 by far has just fantastic lands. Cabal Coffers, Yavimaya, Urza, all of those aside, it has the 5 enemy fetch lands that are just so potent in a multitude of formats. And this set just doesn't really have that. So the price right now is right around $200. I would say it really comes down to you. Is this product worth it? For me, I'll tell you straight up right now, I will be passing on the collector booster. This is a video that a lot of people are interested in, and so I did want to get out there, let you know exactly how I feel about it. At this point, I have not bought even a Modern Horizons 2 collector booster box. I really like the set booster boxes. I think there's a case for those in the long run. I do see kind of what Wizards of the Coast is doing with set booster boxes and trying to make those the new collector product, whereas draft boxes are obviously needed for sealed. They're needed for draft. I do like the collector product. I don't think this is a waste of money. If you do want to spend $200 on it, I do think there's a way that you could hit value easily, and I do think there will be many people that probably go over value, but keep in mind that a lot of the prices, again, pre-sale prices are a sham. I hate them. I no longer do mass pre-orders. I used to do that, but always they will tank in price once they get the cards in hand, once people are opening it in mass, once people are drafting it. So just take it with a grain of salt. Even take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence, go out there, do some research. But I do think that once this set is out, you'll be able to go out there and cherry pick these cards easily. And for $212 or for $200 even, you can probably go out there and get some really nice cards from the set. Make sure you set alerts for all of your favorites on different buying platforms. That way you can check in frequently and see if any pop up. Remember, the 2 or 3 weeks that follow a set being released are going to be high volatility. You're going to have people that are pricing cards all over the place. So you're going to see some cards hitting super low lows. Just make sure that the price is good for you. Lock it in, and then once you have the card in your collection, you're good to go. I do think that these collector boosters will be fun to open as always. Make sure that you check out some of the videos that are popping up on some popular YouTube channels. I know that Bad Boy Gaming is probably going to be doing some of these openings. Probably Alpha Investments is going to be doing some of these. So if that's interesting to you, make sure that you research before you buy. I hope this video has been helpful. I'm Jake with Jake and Joel Magic. Until next time, I hope you have a very nice week. See you later, Warehouse. It is only a test for you, baby. It's a test. It's just a test for you. It is. It's just a test, and it's gonna be testing you, and it's a test. Oh, it is a test for you. It is a test. 'Cause it's a test. It's gonna be testing you. It's just a test.